Hey everybody, Mark with Mark's Home Hobbies. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Um, this right here, I was just messing around, a little bit of free time down in the basement. I was cleaning up, doing a little laundry. Matter of fact, it's done now. And yeah, I came up with this little gem right here, and this is a tabletop track for a 176 scale turbo racing cars. And what I just kind of came up with this idea. It wasn't any kind of a track design that I saw anywhere, but um, I just happen to like the fact that I can do oval racing too, because I like to do oval racing. It's a much simpler form of racing, and it still requires a great deal of skill to do it. So aside from the drifting, which is kind of nice too, and the surface of this material here is from mica. And I had a long time ago when I first started doing the 176 turbo racing cars, I had a subscriber that commented and asked if I had tried Formica for drifting, and I wasn't sure if that was on the 176 cars or maybe it was the WL Toys K989 or K969, one of those cars too. But it would apply to this too because they both require the same kind of surface in order to drift optimally. We'll just say you can run them on any kind of surface really, but if you want that drifting effect where you can get the tail to come out, and you want to try to practice drifting so you can get that car just where you want, on the track, you're going to need the surface that allows that car to do it. So if you notice, I notice a lot of people that are making comments on a lot of drifting um, videos and forums and stuff, places that I go to collect information and to read and stuff. I notice that a lot of people are saying, my car shakes a lot. My car shakes a lot. Well, if your car is shaking back and forth and you have a gyro on your car, that means that the surface that you're on is probably not a driftable surface. It's got too much traction. That is, if you have your car set up for drifting, you have the proper wheels, the proper suspension set up, everything other than the surface is already correct, and you know this to be true. If your car still shakes when you have it on 3/4 gyro and around that area, maybe 60% gyro, then chances are the surface is wrong for drifting. It's got too much traction for the front wheels, basically. What you want is the front wheels to kind of slide a little bit. You want a little bit of toe out so that way the steering is not real precise and there's a little bit of give to the front, you know, to the front end when you're steering. So notate that when you're doing a drift setup with any of these cars, it's that way. So that's why they all have the equipment they have and they're set up the way they set up. So you may need to fine tune these little settings just a little bit depending on how you drive and your style, how you like to approach curves, and whether you're an apex man where you like to come in down at low at the apex and exit out at the top like a NASCAR curve, or whether you want to try to take the middle lane all the way across, or maybe you like to ride the marbles all the way along the outside. I don't know. Me personally, I can race all three styles. It just depends on the type of car that I have and how it's set up. So if you have a multi-purpose track like this one is a multi-purpose track, so I can take any of these little things. This is just red and white clothesline rope, and I just took a hot glue gun and I made a few dots here and there and just kind of glued it down. And it's real nice because I think it'll stop the cars from being able to go wherever they want on the track. And it also looks nice because it's got the red and white stripes. Yeah, so it's kind of, matches the racing theme a little bit. And if I wanted to get real technical, I could throw some grass strips in there. And these are just some extra grass, carpet strips that I had laying around from my other tracks. And so I probably will do that. I'll probably put some grass patches in there and I'll try this track design first and see what comes up. I may put something up in this area here to block it off and, turn it into a proper track so that this way, you'd have to go around and come around this way and, have the finish line up there somewhere, or I don't know, have to figure it out, I guess. There's a lot of different ways you can run around, but uh, what I like about designs like this is I could change this really easy just by popping these glue strips off here and, a pack of $1.25 glue sticks at the dollar store. Only used probably 4 or 5 glue sticks to do it really. And the rope you could reuse. You know, there's no reason why. And I got plenty of that. I got a whole mess of it left right there. So yeah, you can go to the dollar store and get that probably too. So a couple bucks, and then an old tabletop, you know, off a desk. You know, this is a like a do-it-yourself desk. You know, it's got Formica on both sides. You can pick these up at the surplus stores. You know, the restores or the Habitat stores that are around that sell, you know, recycled goods. You can. There's probably one in your city if you look it up. Um, Habitat for Humanity, I think they're called, and they have resale stores. So, anyways, yeah, that's what I was doing today. That's my little project, and I have yet to race a car on this because I'm just waiting for the glue to dry. I got to finish my laundry up now because I heard the bell, and yeah, then I'll, you know, if everybody comments and wants me to make a video about my cars running on here, I probably will because nobody else generally comments on any of my videos, and I'd like it if somebody would comment on there, but you know, just good comments, not, you know, anything ridiculous or anything like that. But you know, if you have suggestions or, you know, stuff like that, or you want to come over and race or something, I don't know. But comment if you want to see me race the cars on here, because other than that, I probably will race them on here. I don't know if I'll film it unless people ask me to do it. Getting close to that 500 subscriber mark too, and there could be a special giveaway for those that watch to the end of the video. You never know. So if you haven't subscribed, I probably would if I was you, and I probably would, you know, give a thumbs up too, because you know, whenever I watch a video, that's what I do. I generally hit the thumbs up because, you know, it's just being polite. Even if I never see you ever again, if you just stumbled across my videos, who knows where you found it, how it got promoted. But if you just stumbled across it and you like this kind of stuff and you want to see some more of it, then feel free to subscribe. I would appreciate it. And the more the merrier. And you can join the other ones that are happy and watching about racing RC cars and stuff like that. Because, you know, I see a lot of people with tracks and all this, and they're all built up and, you know, they're racing their cars and stuff like that. But can they do like other types of racing on there? I mean, like, could you just start doing drifting on your track if you wanted? Or could you, you know, run rubber tires on there or and then do racing? Or, I mean, it seems like once you have a track set up, it's kind of permanent if you do the decorations and all the scenery and all that. Whereas if you do something like this, then you'd have a track, you could change it up and you could make different designs. And who knows, you might even be able to get a few friends to come over every week and, you know, you could have a race. You could go up to a local hobby shop that has races and maybe they'll let you set up there and you could start a club or something like that, you know. That's a pretty good idea. So who knows, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Only time will tell, I guess. So feel free to comment if you want to see me race. And on that cheery note, I think we're going to end the video here. So thanks a lot for watching. And guys, have a nice day. It's Mark with Mark's Home Hobbies. See you in the next one.